especially these days. Milabot's a thoughtful bitch. You know, she had like $30, and she totally, man. And she had to give me a Christmas present. She went online. She knew I wanted it. Milabot was able to find all the snuff, the fucking the Carla Homolka videos. She was able to find uncensored ones of that. She was able to find the original Berkowitz snuff films with his crew and those people, live New York City killings on 8mm and 16mm. Got those down. She was able to find those online. And she knew that I was obsessed with the Ronco rotisserie oven. And then she was able to find that online. Got me one of those. It was only $30. It was a great fucking Christmas for Milabot. I opened up all this shit, videotapes and the Ronco oven. Shit like that, you know? That's how you do it. That's what my sister used to do too, although she didn't need to do it, but I told Milabot, now Milabot's doing that. Because the one thing in this world that is impossible to get is clothes. I mean, they want you to pay for it. They have those little dumpsters where you can just go and you're expected to take your old clothes, as if you have any old clothes that you don't want anymore, and you put them in the Salvation Army box, and then the Salvation Army comes, washes it, and then they sell them. That shit should be given away. Milabot knows that. She climbs into the dumpster because she's tiny. The little clothes dumpster comes out with all kinds of t-shirts for me, sneakers. Holy shit, Daddy, look. Black jeans, size 34 jeans that fit really well. Oh my God, there's fucking socks in there. Oh, give me the socks. Milabot gives me a whole bag, my first bag of... I wear black socks because I grew up with my father in the post office, and that's how I grew up. It's not a personal preference, it's just, that's all me and my mother know. My father, I don't think we had any white socks. We had what he had and what passed down. Black socks that turned to blue, and they turned to blue. Well, Milabot was able to find some Hanes shits in there, some white ones. Holy shit, Daddy, look. She likes me in white socks. Milabot wears my black socks, though. And that shit's kind of hot, because it reminds me of, like, Sue running around my house. Like, now she's wearing my socks, you know? She's wearing my father's socks. She's wearing my hand-me-downs from my father, and she's looking hot doing it. Little bit. Wearing black socks. Look, Dad. You know what I mean? And so Milabot stands, and she raids those boxes. The shit that little girls do. Climbs out all tiny and shit with big bags. Look, there's one more bag. All right, that's enough. One more. Just like Summer used to do. Summer used to go into old houses and do the same thing. She was going through a home thing because she just lost her home. And so she was doing this really sad thing where she would go into other people's houses, all these other broken homes that just got foreclosed on. I did the same thing. I know what it's like because she missed her home. And we would constantly drive back to her old house, and I'd walk in there and I'd be like, wow, this was Jamie's house? I can't fucking believe it. It was me and Jamie's house. And I'd walk through it, and it was like walking through Van Branken. You know, it was sad. You'd go and you'd see little Maya's room. She had a nice room, real nice room, with left stuff that was left behind. Little Mila's room, her brother's room. And you'd go in, and it was weird because you'd go into these foreclosed. I don't remember having this on my house because it was straight up foreclosed on. But every time you go to the house, you sign the log that says you were there. And I remember looking up and seeing Jamie's signature. And she's like, oh my God, look at Jerk Rag was here. I can't believe it. I'm like, well, it's his house too. Yeah, but you could tell she might have still loved him or something. Fucking Jerk Rag was here. What the fuck is he doing here? I'm like, this was his house. And they had this great house. They had another one that I didn't see, but just like that. And so, you know, if you're hungry, you dumpster dive. Me and Milabot, sometimes we go down the street to Dunkin' Donuts. You jump in there, and they throw out delicious donuts. They throw out delicious food. I don't think I'd be doing that these days, though, but because I don't really need to do that. I have welfare, but if you want to eat good, but for clothes, yeah, we'll just be riding on the highway. Milibot will jump out and take all the Salvation Army clothes. They don't want you to have clothes in this country. If you're poor, you could just kiss your ass goodbye. I mean, clothes are so expensive. I mean, they should be giving clothes away. Clothes are the hardest thing to get. But if you have a good friend, like I used to have a real good friend. Shut up over there. Shut the fuck up. Rich Pilzik. Every time I'd come to see him, he was like me. He was a low energy stoner kind of guy. Even when he was on speed, he was like low energy. He'd be just laying on the couch, flipping channels. And when I think of him, I forever think of him just lounging. Since we were 11 years old. And you'd walk into his house and he'd do the thing that Salem does. He would get up and kind of stretch. Hey, and it's like, wow, you going to get up today? Holy shit, because you'd be calling him all morning. You going to get up? Yeah, what's going on? Go get your shoes. Because you had to take your shoes off to go into Rich's house. Rich would go get his shoes. Get in the car. Come on. We're going to make some music. And it was a slow, laborious ordeal trying to motivate Rich. It reminds me, Salem does that same thing. Your homeboy does it that you love the most. You walk into Kings Road unexpectedly. Because usually you get a ride over there. You knock on the door. Come on in. You walk in and three brothers would be lounging on the couches. Hey, Aaron. The one would get up, stretch. You want a beer? They'd come over. They'd make room for you. Miss that brotherly shit. Miss my male friends. I got Milibot in the car. Milibot's in the car chewing bubble gum, blowing bubbles, fixing her makeup. Fucking Kings Road. We're at Kings Road, baby. Fucking Kings Road. My father was at Kings Road. All these people were. I gotta get Milibot over there. We gotta put the band back together and get Milibot to wait upstairs like the girls used to do. Used to be upstairs drinking. We'd have to hurry up. You'd have to keep going and check on Renee to make sure she was out of trouble. She'd be up there with Alex for 2 hours drinking. How's she doing up here? It's okay. She's all right. You'd have to keep an eye on her. That's a little Milibot. Fucking Kings Road, Dada. A lot of records we made here, sweetie. Fucking Legacy of Dada. Legacy of Daddy, that's right. Brought Summer over to Kings Road finally, over in 2000. This is the first time she made it there. 2009, I think we went over. I loved Summer. I used to do dangerous shit. I was desperately in love with her. I used to grab her steering wheel and fucking get mad at her. But it was great. I brought her over to show off. And Ted was like, holy shit, I ain't seen you in like 10 years. How you been? Oh my God. I'm just sitting there with Summer, and they could tell. I remember showing off my tattoo to fucking Alex the day after I got it. I finally got a tattoo, and I showed it to him. He's like, holy shit. I'm like, now you gotta get one. He's like, I ain't getting a tattoo. It's like, why not? Dude. There was a power outage that day. The next day, me and Summer got back together. There was a big power outage. It lasted forever. We were out driving around trying to get out of the power outage. Yeah, man. Fucking Kings Road.